All right, guys, we have here the new Specialized SWORKS Diverge STR in a size 58, weighing right at 19 pounds, 12 ounces, and in kilos, we're at 8.98 kilos. Stay tuned to the video for the FREEHUB bio sound test right after the video. Thank you guys.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys the 2023 Specialized SWORKS Diverge and the new STR model, the brand new talk of the town with the rear future shock, making this bike a complete dual suspension gravel bike. In today's video, we're going to talk about the retail price of this thing, all the features and functions, which I'm going to show you guys how to adjust and play around with as well, and talk about what's different from this year to last year as well. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. If you can leave a like on this video, go for it. I don't mind at all. To start off, this is the highest, the top tier. This is the SWORKS, the creme de la creme of the bike. It retails for $14,000. That's right, guys, you heard it here first, $14,000. You got a $1,500 price increase from last year's, which was $12,500. It has to be the added of the new future shock to the rear suspension of this bike. But yes, $14,000. Let me go ahead and show you guys what you guys get for this bike. So starting off, let me show you guys a couple specs. This is the new feature of the bike, the rear future shock. It has 30 millimeters of travel. You have a little switch right here as well that you get to keep this shock open, mid-range, and a lockout version as well. There is a rebound adjustment just in case you didn't want the shock to bounce as much or buck you off the bike. You can go ahead and slow that rebound down so it has a little bit better movement. Or if you're riding on some really crazy, some whoops or whatever, a lot of rough terrain, you can have fast rebound to go ahead and have that shock engage quicker. The way this whole system works is, right now you have a seat post going into a seat post going into the bike. The bike is going to include 2 of these seat posts in the box with it. The bike will always be installed with the higher tension settings from factory. So right now this is the strongest of the seat posts. There is also included in the box, which I'll have at the end of the video, another seat post they can give you that gives you a little bit more flex or a little bit more play. So, and also on each of these seat posts you have 2 settings. You can either have 55 or 65, and this is going to be your strength as well on there. So if you guys are considering getting a bike, this will be a whole part of the fit process to go ahead and set this. So this seat post alone has 2 settings. You pull the seat post out, you can turn it and put it back in, and this will give you a little more play back and forth, which is future shock can utilize. So again, if those 2 settings were enough, if this seat post wasn't enough, or the seat post they included wasn't enough, they also have 4 other options, 6 in total, that you can go ahead and contact Specialized with and go get those installed. But they figured that the 2 that come with the bike for the proper size should be enough to go ahead and figure out the best size for that rider. Because think about it, this is a size 58. Not every person who's a size 58 is the same weight. You could have someone who's a 58 who's maybe 6'2" and 150 pounds, or you can have maybe someone who's 6'2" and maybe 250 pounds. So they're obviously going to need a different seat post to have a little more give or a little bit more strength depending on what they are. So this future shock goes ahead every time this seat post bends. This will let out a little bit of suspension, a little bit of travel to go ahead and make that more comfortable. And the reason for that is because they want to keep this whole bike rigid. It's a whole straight rigid system. There's no suspension up and down. There's no pedal bobbing up and down. And that way when you step on the bike platform, you're not actually losing any power. It's like if you get up out of the saddle, you sprint. If you put down power in the saddle, the bike is going to have the same amount of power as a stiff, rigid bike, and you're not losing any momentum going into a shock system. Just the same as they did with the future shock in the front, which I always raved about. The future shock before is 20 millimeters of travel on the top. It's above the platform, so when you go to stand up or sprint, this suspension's only working for your shoulders, for your hands, for your wrists, for everything, and it's not actually affecting the bike because it's above the platform. Specialized does a great job of utilizing these suspensions and making sure that you're not losing any of your power, not losing your momentum, and having wasted energy going to suspension, which is great. So pretty cool features here. I haven't seen what happens with these bikes for long periods of time. I have to imagine they're going to be pretty good. These whole future shocks are fully removable out of the bike as well. So, and I've seen how to remove them. They're not that difficult once you start getting into it. For the normal consumer, yeah, it might be a little bit difficult doing it once or twice in their lifetime. But a normal Specialized shop or a normal shop around the world that works with these bikes, it's going to be pretty common to them. So the way these work is you have a clamp bolt right here. You have a little bolt right here to go ahead and loosen up this grommet. You have a seat post bolt right here that you're going to remove the seat post out of. And then you have your little crescent wrench you're going to lock onto here, and then there's a 5 millimeter key right underneath here. So you hold here, you loosen this up, you undo this piece comes apart, you loosen up this this little rubber grommet clamp, and you loosen up this, and the whole seat post comes out. Pretty simple, and you can swap them out pretty easily. So, very cool system. Other than that, it's very similar to the Diverge that was last year's. They kept the same Future Shock platform for the front. They kept the same SWAT storage system for the down tube. They kept all the mounts that you need for maybe a bento box here. You have your water bottle storages here. You have your mounting for veneer bag, pannier bags right here. I don't know why I said veneer. Pannier bags here, or you can run water bottle cages. You have the extra water bottle cage down the bottom. You have options for fenders on these bikes as well if you wanted to do that. All this cool stuff. Can you run fenders? No fenders on these bikes. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. But yes, in terms of that, geometry-wise, it's almost identical to it. And they always say with these bikes as well, when you're at the optimal seat height positioning, because this bike is going to have a little bit of sag on there, wherever your seat post is, they said you might want to raise it a millimeter or a centimeter to kind of compensate for that sag on there. But without further ado, let me get into everything that you get with this bike, talk about the specs and the components you get with it, so that way you guys are knowing. The one thing I can say they finally did right with an SWORKS bike is they finally put their top tier specialized power mirror saddle on here. This saddle is usually $450. In the years past, the SWORKS bikes used to only come with the regular power, so I'm glad to see they're putting their mirror technology on these bikes. They are expensive. They should come with the top tier stuff, so I'm glad to see that. So again, without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be the SWORKS Roval Terra handlebar. This is a carbon fiber bar, a very lightweight bar, but you can see it has the gravel flare to the bar ends on the bottom. This is a size 44 to compensate for the size 58 frame. We have on here the specialized future stem as well. This is an SWORKS stem with titanium hardware. You can notice it says SWORKS right there. They do include inside the box as well the out front mount for the Garmin mount. So you can go ahead and attach that, and you can put a Garmin, a Wahoo, whatever kind of mount you want on there. For a computer, you can run that as well. That is included with the purchase, but we can see here we have the Terra logo right there. And then for the group set that they're going to run on here is going to be the SRAM. The SRAM red shifters on here with an XX1 hybrid, which we'll get to in a second. But you have the regular SRAM red 12-speed axis shifters. 12 gears in the rear. It's a 1x setup, so it's nice. Carbon fiber blades. It's a hydraulic disc system, and this is a completely wireless system as well. Included in the box, you do get specialized SuperCAS bar tape. Looks like a nice, oh my God, dude, I failed mechanic school, dude. Dude, I gotta rewrap that. That is not good for an SWORKS bike. This bike is for sale, by the way, so if you guys want to buy it, let me know. Yeah, you do get the Future Shock as well on here. So this is included with the bike, 20 millimeters of travel. They do include spacers if you want to raise this up. You can actually put 3 5mm spacers to bring this bike a little bit higher if needed. You have a controllable lockout right here. Right now it's completely open, or you can lock this out to a firm, rigid system in the front. You get a nice little beautiful SWORKS logo right there. I try to get the sun right here, so that's nice. Again, we have the 3 points here to run whatever you want, mounting system for pannier bags or water bottle cages, whatever your choice is yours. And then on the wheel system, they're running the brand new Roval Terra CLX 2. These are the updated versions. Last year, Diverge had the CLX Terra wheels on there. Last year had the Roval CLX Terra's ones on there. Main difference is that they're branded with the older style Roval CLX hubs on there. These ones are the newer style hubs, a little bit lighter. And I want to say that they have the ceramic bearings in here from DT Swiss as well. Not ceramic speed, but DT Swiss 180 ceramic bearings are included in these wheels. And then you have the Terra CLX logo right there. These are about a 32 millimeter depth wheel. And you have the bladed spokes for a little bit more aero gains. Very lightweight wheels, and they are tubeless ready, and the tires are tubeless ready as well. They're still hooked. They're still clincher wheels. They're not hookless, so that is a nice option. They changed up the tires this year from the Pathfinders now to the Tracer Pro. These are a 700 by 42C tire. They have a lot more bite, a lot more aggressive tread. I think the reason why they put those on here is because they want to look at this bike as more of a backpacking or adventure bike, which I like. But these are the Tracer Pro tires. I don't know why they want to put SWORKS tires on here. If anyone knows, let me know that in the comment section below. But they do include with you the tubeless valves. To make it tubeless, all you have to do is just add the fluid. But I do like the Tracer tires. They're a nice looking tire. This bike can accommodate up to a 700 by 47C tire, and also can be ran with a 650B by 2.1, just in case you want to do some single track. It's a 27.5 tire with a 2.1 tread, which is nice. For the rotors on here, we got a 160 millimeter center lock SRAM red rotor, and you can see here we have the SRAM red flat mount disc brake caliper. Beautiful SWORKS logo going down the bottom. We have a piece of 3M protective tape right here, and like I said before, we have the water bottle cage on the bottom. They also do give you a little bash guard you can install if the consumer chooses to do so. It's a little rubber piece that goes right here around here, so that way if you suck up any rocks, it's going to protect that bottom bracket area. What do you guys think about the color? They call it like a teal fade forest color. Kind of have some brush strokes right there. I like it. Looks good. More green on top, more blue on the bottom. The S-Works is kind of like a shiny color, but it looks really, really good. And then right here as well, you can kind of see like the brush strokes on the down tube. Like I said, you do get a SWAT storage area where you can kind of put nutrition pumps, whatever you want inside here. If you're going backpacking, you can even add a little water boot. I think they give you a bunch of kind of bags and SWAT storages stuff inside this frame, which is nice. That's always a nice option. They do have these 2 bolts here. If you ever want to add a bento box for extra, you can carry your CO2s there, your tubes, your nutrition, everything inside there. Diverge logo right here. On the bottom, this is your rebound port. This is where you're going to put in the tool to adjust the rebound for this future shock right here. For the crank, we get a SRAM red carbon crank arm with a dub spindle. You are included with a cork power meter and then a 1x40 tooth SRAM red chainring. This bottom bracket that's on here is going to be just a normal SRAM dub bottom bracket and is threaded. These are a threaded bottom bracket. Yes, threaded bottom bracket, SRAM dub, 68 millimeters. Fun fact for you guys. This is S-Works carbon, so this is going to be an S-Works bike with S-Works carbon. This is Fact Carbon 11R. Just so you guys know, the Expert, the Pro, and the S-Works are all the exact same carbon. I'll tell you that again. The Expert, the Pro, and the S-Works are all 11R carbon. There's no difference between the 12R or 11R. They're all made exactly the same. So if you guys were ever wondering that, you can actually buy a comp for a pretty good value. An Expert for a pretty good value and get 11R carbon and upgrade as is. Usually when they make these brand new frame designs, they make it only like one mold or one model because it's obviously more effective for them to do that. So that's a nice option. For the chain, you get a SRAM XX1 black chain on here. You do get a 12-speed cassette, a 10 tooth on the bottom, a 50 tooth on the top, XX1 cassette. And then you have here the XX1 rear to rear access 12-speed. And the reason why they set this hybrid kind of configuration, again, they're betting that you're taking this bike backpacking, maybe some hilly terrain, maybe you're going up some mountains, so they want to kind of give you that mountain goat kind of setup. So it is a hybrid. This derailleur does work with the road bike shifters and vice versa. But if you ever want to change this out and you want to set up a SRAM red derailleur here, you can do that at your own expense and buy one and swap it out. For the rear wheel, it's the exact same wheel, the Revolve Terra CLX 2s, and you have the exact same tire as well, the Tracer 700x42C. The seat post you get on here is a 27.2, I believe it's a Terra? Nope, just a Revolve, just a specialized S-Works 27.2 seat post with a 20-degree setback. And then, like I said before, you do get the carbon fiber S-Works power meter saddle. The rotor is a 160 millimeter as well. You can run, I was going to say a 140 in the rear if you wanted to, because as you can see, you have the adapter here. But it's a 160 millimeter rotor in the back as well with a SRAM red and the SRAM red flat mount disc brake calipers. That you get a better look at the clamp for the other seat post right there. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions on this bike. I will be having the other models too as well for the weight. And hopefully you guys enjoy the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, so here is the extra seat post they give you as well. This will be the softer seat post as well. That side goes into the frame. That is your clamping side right there. And as you can see, we have our different variations as well for the stiffness. So this will be the softer one. The hardest one will always come installed. Now here comes the FREEHUB size there. Revolve Terra CLX 2-wheel FREEHUB sound test right now. That's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.